Hello, and welcome back to the Enchanted Self. I thought today we would talk about how much we need variety and new things in our lives. We've all been burdened so much from the pandemic. It's hard to even remember for a lot of people, when was the last time you had a surprise or something entirely different happen in your life that was fun? Well, I'm in the same category. I haven't had a lot of things in the last 2 years. So I thought today, since we're in an enchanted world where we can talk about anything, past, present, future, I'm going to tell you what happened to me in the past before there was a pandemic. A wonderful day I had. So a few years ago, I used to have a show in New York City, The Enchanted Self. And I would go in once a month to a studio and do this show, often alone, often with other people. And it was time. So I took the train in, but I had a couple of extra hours, which I didn't want to waste. It was time to go down to somewhere deep in Greenwich Village, perhaps, to look at just fascinating stores that existed at that time. So I hopped on a subway, and I soon found out that the subway was having trouble. And I also saw that there was a man sitting right near me, and when someone got up, we were actually next to each other. But he was very unusual. Was he a trick from the past? Was I having a delusion in the heat and humidity in the subway? He was dressed as if he was right out of the 1920s, very well spoken, and he asked me if I could help him get to Chambers Street. And I said, well, I can try, because that's where I'm going. That area has all the stores I'm looking for. So we started to talk, and it turned out that he wasn't from the past, but in a way he was from the past. He was a professional actor who took on the roles and the life story of important people. And at this point in his life, he was doing all around the country special shows around Teddy Roosevelt. It was just amazing. We had to get off that subway and on a different one. This actually happened 2 or 3 times because they were doing work and everything was crazy. But during the half an hour, maybe even 45 minutes we had together, he, dressed in costume of an old-fashioned suit and a hat, told me, sometimes as Teddy Roosevelt and sometimes as himself, lots of things. He told me that the White House had not been called the White House till Teddy Roosevelt lived in it. Prior to that, and I wrote it down, it had been called, the Executive Mansion. He also told me how Teddy Roosevelt had lost both his wife and his mother in a very short period of time. And at that point, he actually went into the forests, I don't know where or for how long, to kind of cleanse himself and feel optimistic again before he went on with his various forms of life work. And as we talked, he also told me that one of the sayings that Teddy Roosevelt said, always do the best you can with what you have and where you are. The best you can, what you have and where you are. I think that's pretty profound and pretty much what we all have to try to do. So this went on, but I knew soon we were going to part ways. And the last thing he left me with, he said, I'm going to give you something to figure out when you're not with me, and it has something to do with teddy bears. I'm sure you had some as a child, or your children, or you know people who had teddy bears, and it has something to do with Teddy Roosevelt. And so he left me when we split from this hot, humid subway experience, and each went on our ways, with me eager to find out about teddy bears. And I'm not going to tell you, because maybe you'll be intrigued and look it up when you sit down at a computer or talk to someone who might know. And that's my Teddy Roosevelt story. If I had been able to hit the right subway at the right time, I never would have had this adventure. And this adventure to me was incredible, because it's one thing when somebody knows a lot about someone from the past. It's another thing when they are portraying that person and you are in discussion. I was in discussion with Teddy Roosevelt. That's amazing. Gee, I hope I'll be in discussion with someone else interesting pretty soon, because we all need change and adventure. Yes. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful Enchanted Self day. Be open to it. I'm sure it's there just around the corner. Bye for now.
Dr. Barbara Becker Holstein is a visionary positive psychologist who has married positive psychology concepts with modern-day technology to reach people in ways never attempted before. She is fiercely dedicated to helping people of all ages and all stages of life find purpose and pleasure in being alive and being themselves. She's a best-selling author, award-winning selfie filmmaker, Zoom drama creator, positive psychologist, and podcaster who helps us overcome anxiety and alienation through multiple media channels. She encourages people to look inward, not to discover what is wrong with them, but rather to retrieve and revive from inside themselves what is their birthright, their potential, their dreams, their talents and strengths, and their personal energy bank that can push them forward toward a life of fulfillment. She has chosen many pathways to help people move forward in retrieving their own paths to a bounteous life. One of those paths are books she has written. These include an inspirational book entitled Recipes for Enchantment, The Secret Ingredient is You. Another that provided appropriate psychotherapy when necessary, The Enchanted Self, a Positive Therapy. Books for girls, tweens, and teens, such as The Truth, Diary of a Gutsy Tween, Secrets, Diary of a Gutsy Teen, and Conflict and a Bit of Magic. Easy read books on happiness, such as 7 Gateways to Happiness, Freeing Your Enchanted Self, and a book discussing the spiritual pathway to happiness, Delight. There comes a time in every woman's life for delight. Other paths she has taken as a positive psychologist are a wide variety of cutting-edge films she's written and directed, based on all the same principles. The pathway with her films is often very different. Stories are experienced in just a few minutes, yet can make a strong impact. Her films have won numerous awards, placements, and have been selected around the world at film festivals over 100 times currently. Some examples of her films include The Truth, a short film in which a young girl shares from the depths of her heart her frustrations, hurts, joys, and delight with the audience. Because she has done her own filming of herself as she talks into her smartphone, there's an immediacy and connection with the view achieved that might have taken many hours in a book, or perhaps never achieved in another type of film where the crew is always around the actress. This style of filmmaking has been called selfie films. It is a technique Dr. Holstein has developed, one that is particularly successful at connecting audiences with young actors. Another selfie film is Falling in Love, a coming-of-age selfie film. The selfie smartphone technique made this film a winner at film festivals and brought tears of laughter and discussions of feelings for many of the viewers. It's a great film to share with family members of different ages and stages of life. As 2020 ends and the pandemic drags on, people of all ages experience varying levels of distress. All of us need tools and resources to try to stay uplifted. Dr. Holstein continues to develop never or seldom seen tools before, such as Vela novels, her first being More Secrets, More Magic, designed to engage the audience while the characters demonstrate resilience, confidence, and healthy emotions. She's also developed scripts based on positive psychology work with couples presented as Zoom drama performances filmed in various locations simultaneously via Zoom. 3 performances are available on her Vimeo channel, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV. These include Life is Complicated, I Had an Affair or Did I, and I Had an Affair with My Husband. All touch upon the emotional needs and frustrations of being in a relationship. Dr. Holstein hopes to continue with many more inventive ways of helping kids and adults everywhere enjoy good mental health, purpose, and meaning in their lives.